Bhagavatam Srimad Bhagavatam Jaya Lila Om Vishnu Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Asvashata Shishiman Bhakti Saranta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai ISKCON VVT Khandacharya His Divine Grace AC Bhakti Vedanta Swami Shila Prabhupada Ki Jai Namacharya Shila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopapina Chanakund Radha Giri Raj Govardhana Ki Jai Vrindavan Mathura Dham Ki Jai Mayapur Navadvip Dham Ki Jai Shri Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai Shri Ayodhya Dham Ki Jai Tulsi Devi Ki Jai Bhakti Devi Ki Jai Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Transcendental Book Distribution Ki Jai Shri Harinama Sankirtan Yagna Ki Jai Transcendental Book Prasadam Distribution Ki Jai Cow Protection Ki Jai Oh, glories to the assembled devotees. Oh, glories to the assembled devotees. Oh, glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Oh, glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Magnati Virandasya Dhananjaya Shalakya Chakshu Asma Shri Vedanta Vanchatra Patavipascha Krita Sindhu Yadevacha Padidhan Pavana Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 1, Text 45. The chapter is called Questions by Vidura. Tasya prapanna kila lokapanam Avasitanam manusha samesve Ataya jatasya yadus vachasya Vartam sake kirtaya kirta kirte Tasya prapanna kila lokapanam Avisitanam manusha sanesve Otaya jatasya yadus vajasya Vartam sake kirtaya kirta kirte Tasya prapanna kila lokapanam Avasitanam anusha sanesve Otaya jatasya yadus vajasya Vartam sake kirtaya kirta kirte Tasya is prapanna surrendered Akila lokapanam all rulers of the entire universe Avisitanam situated in Anushane under the control of Sve on self Ataya for the interest of Jatasya of the born Yadusu in the family of the Yadu Ajasya of the unborn Vartam topics Sake O my friend Kirtaya please narrate Tirta Kirtehe of the Lord whose glories are chanted in the places of pilgrimage. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Sri Bhagavatam Swami Srila. O my friend, please, therefore, chant the glories of the Lord, who is meant to be glorified in the places of pilgrimage. He is unborn, and yet He appears by His causeless mercy upon the surrendered rulers of all parts of the universe. Only for their interest did He appear in the family of His unalloyed devotees, the Yadus. Please, can you read the verse again? O my friend, please, therefore, chant the glories of the Lord, who is meant to be glorified in the places of pilgrimage. He is unborn, and yet He appears by His causeless mercy upon the surrendered rulers of all parts of the universe. Only for their interest did He appear in the family of His unalloyed devotees of the Yadus. There are innumerable rulers all over the universe, in different varieties of planets. The sun god in the sun planet, the moon god in the moon planet, Indra in the heavenly planet, Vayu, Varuna, and those in the Brahmaloka planet, the Lord Brahma is living. All are obedient servants of the Lord. Whenever there is any trouble in the administration of the innumerable planets in different universes, the rulers pray for an appearance, and the Lord appears. The Bhagavatam 1.3.28 has already confirmed in the following verse. Eta chamsa kala pumsaha Krishnastu bhagavan swayam Indrari vyakulam lokam Vidayanti yuke yuke. In every millennium, when there is any trouble for the obedient rulers, the Lord appears. He appears for the sake of His pure, unalloyed devotees. The surrendered rulers and the pure devotees are always strictly under the control of the Lord, and they are never disobedient to the desires of the Lord. The Lord is therefore always attentive to them. The purpose of pilgrimages is to remember the Lord constantly, and therefore the Lord is known as Tirtha Kirti. The purpose of going to a place of pilgrimage is to get the chance to glorify the Lord. Even today, although times have changed, there are still pilgrimage sites in India. For example, in Mathura and Vrindavan, where we had a chance to stay. People are awake from early in the morning at 4 a.m. up until night time, and constantly engaged some way or other in chanting the holy names, the holy glories of the Lord. The beauty of such a pilgrimage site is that automatically one remembers the holy glories of the Lord. His name, fame, quality, form, pastimes, and entourage are all identical to the Lord, and therefore chanting the glories of the Lord invokes the personal presence of the Lord. Anytime or anywhere pure devotees meet and chant the glories of the Lord is present without any doubt. It is said by the Lord Himself that He always stays where His pure devotees chant His glories. O my friend, please, therefore, chant the glories of the Lord, who is meant to be glorified in the places of pilgrimage. He is unborn, yet He appears by His causeless mercy upon the surrendered rulers of all parts of the universe. only for their interest did he appear in the family of his unalloyed devotees, the Yadus. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purports of the third canto, first chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Questions by Vidura. So this is the last verse of this chapter. This is a long chapter. Questions by the saintly personality Vidura. And it's obviously every chapter has a conclusion and lessons to learn from. These great personalities like Vidura placed relevant questions. This is a very important sloka and purport. There's so many examples from various shastras, Mahabharata, Ramayana, that Krishna himself, the main reason, one of the main reasons for his appearance is to give pleasure and happiness to his devotees. Krishna is present where his devotees are. The sincerity of purpose, remembrance, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam attracts the Lord's attention. And Krishna is inclined where pure, unalloyed devotion takes place. Srila Prabhupada says in this purport that the pilgrimage sites are very important, like especially for us, students of Gaudiya Vaishnavas. We visit Mayapur, all the holy places around Mayapur, Shri Vrindavan Dham, not to speak of other places where Krishna performed his divine pastimes. So this has a purpose. We're going to hear about Krishna. We take the association of sadhus. We take great pleasure remembering Krishna's pastimes. The pastimes are numerous. There's no end to it. And of course we study Srila Prabhupada's books. When we go visit Vrindavan, we remember Krishna's beautiful pastimes, Valsana, Nandagram, Govardhan, Radhakund, all these beautiful places, the 12 forests of Vrindavan. And every time when we absorb ourselves, our consciousness, our hearts, our minds in these pastimes, we feel closer to Krishna. Krishna is there. So, as Srila Prabhupada says in the purport, that where his glories, Krishna's glories are chanted, Krishna is inclined to be present. And he is blessing his devotees, he is purifying us, giving us that taste, ruchi, inspiration. These pastimes actually reminding us and inspiring us to reach that destination, so that one day we can take part in these pastimes in some form of capacity. Krishna knows our original position, Nitya Swarupa, and he knows that we have an eternal relationship with him. So it is a process of remembering Krishna and developing our natural love, natural spontaneous love. But to do that, the Shastras warning us to avoid offenses, take shelter of the holy name, the Yuga Dharma for this age, and keep the association of devotees. Because in the association of devotees, especially Bhagavad Katha, maybe discussing the teachings of Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna's pastimes, we feel love for Krishna, we feel those emotions. So Krishna is present in this program, in this sadhana bhakti program. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu prepared also various reasons, but the main reason to enjoy his lila, his divine interaction with his devotees, especially with his entourage, eternal associates. He came with his associates, with his devotees. And of course, he had many other transcendental agendas. Is to deliver the fallen conditioned souls of this age. So when Krishna appears, number one reason is to enjoy his own divine lila with his close associates and to give pleasure and happiness to his devotees and to deliver the devotees. On the other hand, he also has other reasons, especially in this age. He established the Yuga Dharma, the Sankirtan Yagna, which is not the main purpose of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance, but he came for that reason also. When Krishna comes, he always comes with his devotees. In any pastimes we analyze, in pastimes with his devotees in Yadu dynasty, Pandavas, great personalities, Ramayan, Lord Ram, surrounded by his beloved devotees. Some devotees just outstanding. And we can see in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes, Swarupamoda was such a confidential, Ramanandara and such a confidential devotees that they're showing us the intensity of their love for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This gives us inspiration. Wish I could have that taste, that absorption in the mercy of and pastimes of Krishna. So the acharyas, the Mahabhagavata acharyas in our line, the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, they designed a process of purification. They designed a program for us. So visiting the holy places, not to speak of residing in the holy places, holy sites, pilgrimages, are very, very important for us as we learn the intricacies and signs, and not to speak of the divine pastimes of Krishna. So, in the Association of Vaishnavas, we visit these places. There are so many literatures and translations about these pastimes, different sites. Many senior disciples of Srila Prabhupada are expert in these parikram and pilgrimages, their stories, their background stories, connecting to Srila Prabhupada's teachings. Srila Prabhupada's teachings obviously are the most important guidelines for us to understand these. We cannot just jump over and jump into a very deep esoteric teachings. We have to be very careful when we approach these books of Rupa Goswami, even Jiva Goswami, because we don't have the access without the blessing of higher Vaishnavas, not to speak of our spiritual master. So we always have to go through, seeing through the teachings of Srila Prabhupada. Then we can have an access by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada and the Vaishnavas. We can get the essence of Jiva Goswami's teachings, Rupa Goswami's beautiful eloquency. Then we can appreciate, not to speak of realizing, that's another level. And Jiva Goswami compiled 400,000 slokas, glorifying these beautiful pastimes of Radha and Krishna, just like we have the Julan Yatra festival, and it brings us closer to the divine couple. So you can see our festivals throughout the year. So it's all about remembering. It's all about understanding this relationship with Krishna and his beautiful pastimes, because they're enjoying themselves, and we're here to facilitate. Just like Lalita, all the principal gopis, they're always surrounding Radha and Krishna, and trying finding ways to please them, serve them, give them more pleasure. So Krishna enjoys this interaction, and when we see these beautiful divine pastimes, we also get inspired. We want to reach this destination. We want to participate in the divine pastimes. And these are maybe long-term goals, but this is really the true objective of our practices, is to develop pure, unalloyed devotion to Krishna. Right now, we practicing sadhana, sadhakas, we are sadhakas basically. So we have to carefully apply this process. Carefully follow the rules and regulations. Very, very important to raise our consciousness to the platform of goodness, sattva, and meditate in a prayerful mood on these beautiful pastimes. It gives us the inspiration. Yes, I want to get there. Obviously, every process has an objective and a goal. We want to get there. We don't want just to stay here and have a mechanical process. We want to get there. We want to be part of it. So the pilgrimage sites, as Srila Prabhupada says in the purport, is designed in such a way that we remember these pastimes, inspire us. And as we all know, Srila Prabhupada wanted the devotees to visit these holy places if they can, because we have a large numbers of devotees, beautiful sangha, inspiration here from advanced devotees, Vrindavan, Mathura, and all these pastimes around, Giriraj Govardhan, beautiful. And you see, when we are in these places, we actually, this whole lila comes alive. We experience and we feel these emotions, especially when we read some translations by ISKCON Vaishnavas of Raghunath Das Goswami's Garga Samhita. When you're in Vrindavan, these verses, these prayers almost comes alive for us. It's like a real experience. Not just some esoteric teachings, beautiful pastimes, but actually there is a transcendental emotion behind them, feeling of love, sincerity, attraction. Alright, we may not be on the platform of pure love, but we have attraction. When we're hearing these beautiful pastimes, we attracted to Krishna, we levitate to these pastimes. So let's embrace it, let's be more sincere about it. So our sadhana, on the daily sadhana, should lead up gradually to that natural, unalloyed, spontaneous, I would say unconditional love. And this is when human form of life is perfected, fulfilled, because really we have this opportunity, a great opportunity. And we are very fortunate to be in the association of devotees, because we have this opportunity to hear and discuss this, share our realizations, share our love, and inspire one another, not to speak of encouraging one another. Not many jivas have this opportunity. We are very fortunate by the grace of Srila Prabhupada. We can come together every day, sit for classes, chant together, observe the festivals, feel these emotions, like Lord Balaram's appearance there coming up. So much happiness and joy, festivities. Because really, the original Vrindavan, Goloka Vrindavan, is full of festivities, full of joy and happiness. Everyone, just without a doubt, have so much love for Krishna. And just the whole life, just around Krishna and Radha, cooking for Krishna, Radharani. And so Srila Prabhupada, you can see the Goswamis, Srila Prabhupada in our movement designed this beautiful Archa Vigraha worship. So the devotees who are involved in direct worship, they're very fortunate because they feel this even physical closeness to Krishna. And the whole idea is to please Krishna. Dressing Krishna, cooking for Krishna, and offering with love, offering praise to Krishna. So, Archa Vigraha, Ishvaraha, Paramaha, Krishna, Satchitananda Vigraha, Anadir Adir Govindaha, Sarva Karana Karana. Vigraha, daily worship teaches us to be very personal. Krishna is a loving personality here. He's waiting for us. When we make that feeling, affection, surrender, unconditional services, when Krishna feels that, this is when the real mercy comes. This is when the real devotional service begins. Until that, we learn the process, we learn the art, we learn the science, we learn the mechanics, we hear from teachers. So we can apply it, we can gradually purify our heart, which is not so easy, because we're dealing with many, if not hundreds or millions of lifetimes of anarthas, impurities. So we have to uproot these weeds and create a real garden of devotion in our hearts. This is when we actually feel this gratitude and love and enthusiasm. Here we are. And we take it to another level. This is when you want to share it. Share it with others. That's another level. That's even more advanced. And you want to spread Krishna consciousness for the benefit of all living entities out there. Our brothers and sisters are suffering. So we want to share this. Not just as a duty to our spiritual master, that we have a mission here, but also just out of heart and compassion. How can we not share this beautiful wisdom, transcendental knowledge, divya jnana, to the benefit of others? So this is the main projection of this movement is preaching. Preaching is the essence. So we have so many means. Just Srila Prabhupada established the means for us. Book publishing, book printing, distributing Srila Prabhupada's books, Harinam Sankirtan Yajna, developing the farms, and at the same time we all advance together. So these are all very beautiful anga elements of devotion service. And whoever you are, whatever is your nature or capacity, just apply it to Krishna. Whatever. And that's your perfection. Whatever is your personal capacity or nature. And we don't have to imitate others' services. We just be ourselves, express our individuality, and learn to love Krishna. And this is how we relate to Krishna. Krishna knows everyone, every individual soul, and we have an eternal relationship with Him. And we're trying to revive that by sadhana, by hearing about Krishna. Who Krishna is. Sometimes people ask these questions, even from Srila Prabhupada, of course. What do you mean, Krishna consciousness? Who Krishna is? So this whole Shastric revelations is to teach us that there is an original, supreme personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna. Krishna is the most divine, most lovable. Just looking at him, we feel love. So, not to speak of chanting his holy names. And we are so fortunate, we have these beautiful temples. We see the good, let's be positive thinkers. How fortunate we are. How fortunate we are. If you meditate on this, we feel very grateful to one another, to Srila Prabhupada, and to our spiritual masters. And our devotion service will improve. This is when we become more attentive in our chanting. more intensity. I want to understand Krishna. I want to love Krishna. I want to give my heart to the holy name. Just chant from the heart completely. No compromise. And there are many good examples in our Krishna conscious society, International Society for Krishna Consciousness. So many nice devotees, so many sincere, elevated Vaishnavas who humbly carry on their daily duties and services, and they see the projection, the goal of Krishna consciousness. And we should seek the association, of course. We take the association and take advice, inspiration from them, because that's how we also advance, we develop ourselves. And one day we can also give shelter to others. So it's a very beautiful process. And Srila Prabhupada, he explains that Krishna is inclined to appear for his devotees. He is not inclined to appear as atheistic civilization, but is inclined to appear amongst the devotees and enlighten those devotees. And you see the pastimes, how the great personalities, Arjuna, Yudhishthira, all great personalities, great devotees, close associates of Krishna, they feel great pleasure and encouragement in Krishna's presence. So this is the very essence of this purport. Is the association of devotees and invite Krishna into our Sangha by glorifying Krishna, chanting His glories, His holy names. In this way, Krishna is attracted to that. Krishna is attracted to pure vibration, pure Sangha. When we just talk about Krishna, glorify Krishna, chant His holy names, then the Lord will be with us. Which is true for individual practice also. More we remember Krishna, the more we chant His holy names, the more we feel His presence in our lives. So we have to invoke the attention of Krishna. We have to attract His attention. Krishna is there. And if we have the chance, visit these holy places and increase our hearing and chanting, hear about Krishna again. So this way we gradually not only understand the process, but we also develop these emotions, feeling of love and gratitude, and with this natural service attitude toward the Vaishnavas. So we are servants of the Vaishnavas, not just because of duty or some understanding, but out of love. We love the devotees, because they are Krishna's devotees. How can you not love the devotees? So we should understand these things, because this is how natural, spontaneous love will develop. So this is I can say about this verse. And this also concludes the chapter. Very interesting, because often the end of the chapter kind of concludes the whole storyline, and there's a lesson, there's a conclusion. And the conclusion is to invite Krishna into our Sangha by chanting His holy names and glorifying Him. And then also take advantage of these pilgrimage sites. It's all designed so we can remember Krishna. So this is the ultimate conclusion of this purport, because Vidura was anxious to know. Vidura was rejected by Duryodhana. So he wanted to know how can actually he wanted to go deeper. So he visited all the holy places. And this is when his inspiration came. And his knowledge and realizations came. So this is a good conclusion of Vidura. Visiting the holy places and checking Krishna's love and mercy. Hare Krishna. Is there any questions? Antarachi Bhagavatam ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai.